Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live Wednesday morning. It is September 7. So if you've not gotten in on one of last week's weekly deals, today's the last day. Tomorrow will be a new one. So I'm going to pull my screen up a second, refresh it. Reload so that I can see comments and I can see if I'm on camera or not. Okay, so you can find me live every Wednesday here on my Facebook business page, facebook.com/dazzled by stamping. You can like my page and make sure that you're following it. I don't know if you know this or not, but pages or groups that you are part of, you can follow, you can see highlights, and you can see everything. So make sure that, I think you have to tap notifications or something like that. So make sure that if you want to see everything, make sure that you have that set up that way so that you know when I go live and all that kind of stuff. If you're not on Facebook, I always post this to YouTube later. Hi, Dina. If you're not on Facebook and you're watching me on YouTube or on my blog or through my email subscription or whatever, you can find me on my blog anytime at dazzledbystampin.com. Good morning, everybody. I see Dina and Kathy and what is that? What was that? Zoom? Was that the kids show? No, Romper Room is what I'm thinking of. And thanks for sharing already. And I see, did I say Kathy? Terri? I see lots of you coming on. Sometimes I see your names, but you haven't already said hi. So if I said hi and freaked you out that you're already there, I see that somebody's watching. Hi, Jamie. All right, so I have a little bit of news for you. So remember I had problems with my camera last week? Well, I didn't find an answer. Facebook is just being weird. I tried to look it up and everything's old that I looked up. Good morning, Carrie and Marlene. Everything's old that I looked up, and people that I asked, they said that they've had it before where like the buttons go away and then 3 weeks later they come back. Well, my buttons aren't back yet. So we're still stamping upside down or stamping and then turning it to show you. So we're just going to deal with it. I did reposition my camera though, so hopefully it's better, not so deep on my hands. It might be a little bit farther away to see, but I feel like you'll get a better picture of where I'm at. Okay, so if you didn't hear me at the beginning, we have weekly deals going on through the 28th, not the 30th, through the 28th. So the deal that I posted last week and this morning, it ends today. So a new one will be tomorrow. So if there's something that you want that's in those weekly deals, make sure you get it right away. Today. The next one will be posted tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to go to my randomizer. I have two things to give away. I have the hippo biscuit, and I have it was the blended background with leaves. Thanks for your encouragement, Kathy. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to start my randomizer. I have my Post-it notes here. Oh, and good news. I mailed stuff yesterday. Ooh, Terri, you're my winner. So I'm giving you the biscuit. You were on, right? Yeah, I saw your name. So I'll have a biscuit for you next week when I see you. And I need to pick another name and start. So I mailed stuff out yesterday, It was funny. I took a picture. I'm not sure that. Oh, Mary Barr is the winner. Congrats, Mary. I'm not sure she's watching right now, but it seems like she usually watches later. I haven't seen you in so long, Mary. Okay, so it was funny. I'm going back to my screen a sec. Just a minute. I don't need my randomizer anymore. And going back to, there we go. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Marsha. So what I did, well, I had a helper working with me yesterday, and she tucked cards in a bigger envelope and then just put the Post-it note on the outside of the big envelope, for those of you who had multiples. And there was one, I had 4 Post-it notes on the outside, so it's been a while since I've mailed my my cards to you winners. So thanks for your patience with me. Okay, so I'm going to get going right away. I love when you congratulate each other. That makes me happy. That's very encouraging and being a good sport. Okay, so I'm going to be working with 2 things today, and I'm doing 4 cards. You know my stamping style, though. It's usually typically pretty simple, but I wanted to show you this bundle. So it's called Season of Chic. I'll pull back a little bit so you can see. Season of Chic. So it kind of goes through a bunch of seasons, and so I wanted to go through all the seasons with you. So here are dies to go with it, except for one that I'm using later. So you have lots of like detailed dies, but then also like here's a shell one that's just the sorry, it takes me a minute to go around it because I don't know my directions on camera. It's the outline of the shell, but then there's like, here's a detailed shell, I think is what that is. Oh, here for sure is a detailed shell. So it's both kinds of pieces, both shells and shells, both outlines and details. So anyway, and then there's another piece that I'm going to be using that you'll see later too. Okay, so also I'm focusing on the designer paper that's in the suite. It's called, I don't know what it's called, just that. Texture Chic, and it's a specialty paper. So there's gold embossing on, ooh, this is good lighting. I like that. There's gold embossing on this side of all the sheets. So there's 6 here, so 12 sheets total, because you get 2 of each. And then I need to change this up a little bit because I have some partial sheets in here. Just a sec. I'm going to move this over. So I thought it would, well, it's harder to hold, but sort of easier to organize when they're, okay, so here's the non-texture part of it. Yeah, they're really pretty. So just, I'll say the graphic. So it's funny because I'm not a shabby chic person. At least on one of them, I very minimally, it's shabby chic, but it's a stretch. But I love the look of this, and so I wanted to show you. So anyway, I am going to put you down and start stamping. So my wand. Oh, I don't even need to do my wand because I can't flip. Well, do I have to flip you when I don't know. We'll see when I put it down if you can read or not. Okay, so putting it down here and then down here. Okay, good. I'm gonna tip. Is that better? No, that's gonna be there. That's better. A little bit cockeyed, but trying to get all in screen. Okay, so I'm going to, this is something This is just something random for you to see. This was me playing for, okay, you can read it, right? Yes, all right. This was me playing with a stamp set for a swap that I did last week. Not last week, I don't know when it was, but anyway, I was doing the, what do you call it, full twisted ribbon technique just for a background. I couldn't fit 2 of these on here. I ended up just with the little guy, but anyway, I was just putting this in camera to make sure that you guys can read what I'm doing if I pull it up to you and it's not backwards. Okay, so the first thing that I'm doing is, see, here's the die that I didn't show you. I ran this through actually with vellum, and I did put adhesive sheet on the back. I'm not sure that it was a good idea or if it even worked, but I put it there, and then ended up having to use glue. So anyway, so there's the die. So mostly this is just putting some layers together here. Oh, and I have a cool new product to show you too. All right, so this is Petal Pink. Thanks for sharing already. And Soft Succulent, and then this is one of the designer paper. So I'm just gonna put this on here. So like usual, I'll have all my measurements on my blog later after I edit this video and add them to my blog. Then I'll put a link on it. Okay, so I wanted to pull out both of those colors. I didn't want to, excuse me, sorry, I didn't share my Twisted Ribbon project. It was too busy, but it didn't turn out bad. Well, still share it. Everybody still will want to see it. I want to see it. Okay, so here's my card. So I wanted to pull out the I want to say peach, but it's Petal Pink, from this and focus on both colors. So now I want to put this down. So I already ran it through the machine, and so I'm gonna pull it out to put it on here. I feel like I better try this on the big, what did I call it? Either the Mini Boss or the Big Boss. I need to try it on the Big Boss to see if it actually is cutting correctly, because it looks like it's not, but it might just be because of the Mini Boss. Okay, so I'm pulling this off. I'm trying not to do it so much right over. Oh, they're all staying in there. Yeah, I must not have cut it right. Just a sec. Oh yeah, it cut it. It just doesn't want to pull it out. So when I put my fingers on the back of it, it's pulling it out. Now I have to get them off my fingers. I know we have a I don't even know what it's called anymore. A die cutting brush, and I don't honestly know the name of the product. I rarely use it because I feel like I still end up having to go through and do this. This is many more than usual though. I don't know if it's because it sat long or what. Sorry, I keep pulling away from the camera because I'm trying to get to my trash. All right, I'm gonna set this aside rather than take the time to do this. It's annoying me and it's just getting all over my fingers. So I'm gonna do parts of this and then show you the one that I did yesterday. So look at my fingers. Can you see them all on my fingers? All right, just a second. They need to come off. I definitely shouldn't have started with this if I have to have these on my fingers the whole time I'm stamping for you. Should have ended with this one. Okay, they're mostly off. All right, and then get this off here. So sorry. Okay. So here's my card. I'll use my die in a second, but what I need, there's a, oh, it was on the bottom here. Okay, so I'm using soft suede is the brown that's in here. And so I'm going to use this for my words for the most part today. And stamp this here. Okay, so I have wishing you the best birthday ever. Some fell on your project. They're not there now. Thanks for the warning. Okay, so here's my, oops, is it in camera? Here's my greeting. All right, now this is something that I wanted to show you. So we have, I need to turn them around. We have these, this new product in the mini catalog. They are pearlized enamel effects basics. So basics is the color. So there's white, black, and real red. I think the black looks more gray, but I'm going to use the white anyway. It doesn't say to shake it before using, but I sort of feel like you need to. Okay, so these are cool. They take a little bit to dry. Joshy Biscuit is very good. It takes a little bit to dry, but it makes pearls, basically, in whatever color you have. So I'm going to make pearls right on the center of each of these flowers. They sort of can start out like they might have a point from you lifting away from it, but then they round out and they look just like a pearl. So they're obviously in different colors. 1, 2, 3. How do I always end up with 6? I'm just gonna put a random one over here. Okay, so I have my pearls made. Now I know you can just buy pearls already made, but it's sort of cool getting this look, and you can get them in different colors, and you can make it in whatever size you want. You obviously just need to let it dry. I did not quite do that long enough for the one that I made already. And I also want to show you, I just did it. I don't know why I chose this. It was sitting here. But I have one of my cards that I send with my, from when my winners get cards. I used the red and the black on here too when I was just testing it out. So just showing you the colors. See, I think this looks very much like basic gray, actually, just metallic looking or pearly looking. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to set that aside. Hopefully don't set stuff on it so it can actually dry. And then I'm going to show you my finished card because I did do one. So I don't know if it's because the vellum just sort of curls up or if it was because I had adhesive sheet on the back, but the adhesive on the back would not just stick to the paper. It just pops up. But I wanted to, oops, I need to go. Oh, I know, can only see part of my screen. Just a second. Thank you. Yeah, the paper is really pretty. I kept thinking I was off screen, but it was because I had the screen on my computer. I had it down too low. Okay, so anyway, so here's my first one. So here's flowery. So I was thinking that was sort of like for spring. So now we're gonna do some shells. So we're gonna do summer. All right, so I'm working with Petal Pink again. Thank you very much. That was probably my most shabby chic of all of the cards. I'm not a shabby chic person, but I had the layers there, and you know, I feel like it's lots of layers, and usually the softer colors always makes me think of it. Okay, so I have soft suede here and Petal Pink again. And I'm just going to put this here. Now for this one, I have these pieces of designer paper. It's all the same designer paper, but I have one flipped. So I'm going to, which is that the one that I want? Yeah, that's good. All right, so I have one flipped. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of all of these. Not attach them to each other. That's not the best way to do it. And then get them on my card. I feel like I need my screen a little tiny bit lower. Okay. All right, so what I want, so I want one of the gold showing and one not showing. So we're gonna put one here. And one here. And then I want this one up a little bit. So here's the start of my card. All right, then I'm going to take this little strip here, and I want to add a shell. So I'm doing, even in the stamps, I know I pointed it out to you in the dies, but even in the stamps, except for the snowflake, because there's, I don't know, it's just not there, but like there's the background and the detail, background detail for all the leaves, flowers, shells. So, so I like that, but I wanted the detail. I didn't want just the background. So, and this won't completely fit on here, but I'm okay with that. That's the way I planned it. So I have the shell, and then I have, thank you. I'm glad, I know the paper is really pretty, and I'm glad you like the cards. Thank you. Okay, so this thing says you are amazing beyond measure. And again, I'm using soft suede. All right. Okay, so I have this ready. And what I want to do, I'm using different embellishments for each of these. I want, okay, so I don't think, the linen thread doesn't come like this anymore. I think this probably came from a paper pumpkin or a really old package of linen thread, but I still have it. I don't, yeah, the fonts are pretty. I like it. They're a little bit bolder than what I expected, but yes, I love them. So I was just talking with one of my team members, I think, the other day. I don't use linen thread very often, but it's one of those things, like, it's cyclical. Like, I'll go through like a time when I can't stop using it, but it's been a while since I've done that. Okay, so I'm taking this linen thread and I'm wrapping it around my fingers kind of loosely. And I'm sort of, this is something I'm not great at, but I wanted this look. Again, trying to go with the look that this designer paper has. So I wrapped it, and I want to just sort of lay it there so that it's going to be a background behind my greeting. Now, because I'm not holding it down with anything, I'm not holding this linen thread down with anything, it's going to be held down with my greeting. I'm putting a whole strip of dimensionals across it. I just want it to help. It's doing the work. Okay, so then this one I want here. So I wanted this sort of going the opposite way than the designer paper was. So it's sort of hanging out here while these are down here. Okay, And then last thing I'm gonna add is I decided to do a champagne rhinestone. I haven't worked with these in a while. They were my favorite when they first came out. It very well goes with petal pink. So that's what I'm doing. So I just want one of these over here by my shell. And that's it. Here's my card. Obviously, as you can see, I'm using the designer paper to do a lot of the work for my card. But that's sort of how I do things. I love our designer paper. It's amazing. Okay, next one is going to be fall, and I chose to do a little bit different colors for this. Okay, so the fall one, the colors in this are interesting and just different, not really what I expect. In this designer paper, this orange is actually Mango Melody. But anyway, so this is going to be a fall card. So I wanted to make it more fall-ish. So I'm actually stamping this, and I'm gonna flip this part so I have excuse me, both designs on here. Again, like the last card. So I have my leaf somewhere here. Again, I'm using the outline as opposed to the whole big bold leaf. And I'm using this soft suede. I want the leaves to be very evident on this card. So I'm adding them. So I have some of it in the background and some of it in that I just stamped. Okay. So now I'm gonna put these on my background paper, which is just gonna be basic white. So we have, I'm gonna make sort of an even border on this side and an even border as much as possible on this side. And then still pulling the pieces off my fingers when I notice them or they bug me. So then what I want is, I'm going to use this time satin edged ribbon. It's gold. It's in the mini catalog. Can you see that? It's so pretty. I love it. So I want to bring out the gold in this. So I'm going to wrap it around this full thing right on where the two designer papers meet. Just going to make a knot. And I forgot, I'm making this a landscape card rather than a portrait card. Not that it matters with what I'm doing, but just sort of I changed where I wanted my bow. Knot. Where am I not? Okay. I need to get in here too. There we go. Okay. So here's this piece, and it's going to go on my pumpkin pie. So I told you mango was in the designer paper itself, but I wanted, if you've not seen mango cardstock, it is really bright, and I wanted to bring out the more traditional orange for fall. Okay, so I already stamped Thinking of You. We didn't have a die that fit it exactly, so I just cut my cardstock off at the end for that. I'll show you. I had originally done a great big thanks. I want one more on here. And I just didn't want it to be as bold of a font as what it is. So I went in thinking of you instead. So I'm going to put this here. I think I want a champagne rhinestone again. It's just a smaller one. It'll sort of go with the orange also. Okay, so here's my card that I just made. And I'll show you the one that I made last night when I was playing. So here's with the thanks. The thanks is much bigger, and thank you. I'm glad that you like it. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but these are actually the same dies, but I just, obviously it's cut shorter because I just cut it at the edge of the cardstock. And I don't know, I just wanted it to be smaller. I wanted to show the designer paper because I like it. Okay, so one last card. That was fall, now we're on winter, and this is the easiest card of all. So this is the snowflake designer paper. There's a couple of the designs that I didn't use, but this is the snowflake designer paper. And what I want to do is I'm going to stamp first and then deal with my designer paper. So I'm using, you could use a Christmas saying if you wanted, but I'm just using the saying that's in here. You make each season of life even more beautiful. That's what I'm using. Thank you for sharing, ladies. I appreciate you. And for your encouragement. Can you believe it's barely after 11 and I'm almost done with 4 cards. These are just quick. Of course, I did all the measuring and cutting already. That's part of the what makes it quicker. All right. So here's my saying. What is it again? You make each season of life even more beautiful. That's a nice saying. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to tear. So I made this to be like just smaller than the card, and I'm going to tear to make room for the saying that I just put on there. And I just had a thought, something else that I want to do. I didn't do this last night, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, make sure it's going. Oh, this is an old one. Maybe I need to go get a different one. No, it'll work for now. Okay, so I'm using my Wink of Stella, and where that torn edge is, I'm going to dazzle it up. Okay. I want it to dry just a little bit before I flip it over and put adhesive on it. Okay. So we're going to put this on here. It looks pretty with the Wink of Stella on it. This would have been a good card to do the ribbon that I did last night, but I wanted to show you 2 versions. So another color in this designer paper is Evening Evergreen. And so I'm using this ribbon to bring that deeper color out a little bit. So I'm going to tie the ribbon here, but I have another version that I'll show you in a sec. So again, I'm just making a knot. So this is open weave. Yeah, open weave. It's available in all of the older of the 2 sets of in colors. So Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, and Polished Pink. All right, so I want this down a little bit. And then I'm going to add some rhinestones. So I'm going to put some in the centers. This one needs a bigger one. Centers of snowflakes. And then down here, we're going to do a big one down here. Okay, so here's my winter card. Thanks. Okay, so here's the version that I did today, obviously, but with the, so there's no, I want to read it again just to make sure. I'm going to read you the colors that's part of this designer paper. Evening Evergreen, Mango Melody, Petal Pink. By the way, where I'm reading this is on the back of the package, if you didn't know that was there. Evening Evergreen, Mango Melody, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Soft Succulent, and Soft Suede. So there's no gray in here, but I feel like the combination of these colors here makes it look gray, and so silver came to mind as opposed to using brown. And so this was another one that I chose to do. So I used the metallic mesh ribbon for this one. So I want to show you both. So which one do you like better? Yeah, they would make a great note card set. Which one do you like better? Okay, so I'm done stamping. So I'm going to pull you guys back up. And I guess I just pull you up. I don't have to flip anything. Okay, so I'm pulling you up. You like the evergreen ribbon best, Dina? Okay, there, not bad. All right, I always feel bad when I have to yank on the thing to make it up better, but it just gives a better view. Just thinking the same thing, Marsha. So I'm thinking maybe I need to do a class on them. That would be a fun thing. I need to put classes together. I have not done that yet. Problem with this class is I used all sorts of embellishments. So we need to figure it out a little bit differently if I'm going to do that. So yeah, so I had fun playing with the suite. There's probably other things in the suite. Oh, my hair went funny. But I don't remember what it is. I should look it up in the catalog. So it's in the annual catalog, and I don't see mine right now. So you can find the designer paper, the stamp, the bundle, whatever, in the full big catalog as opposed to the Christmas one. So obviously you could use this for Christmas, but you can use it for lots of other things too. So, couple things. I told you that registration opened for, my retreat. It's October 29 is the date of the retreat. And registration closes October 1, or at least early registration or non-late registration. You said you missed your, so you were trying to, were you trying to go to the retreat or trying to go to World Card Making Day? Which one were you hoping for? Because have you been at a retreat yet, Jamie? I would love you there, but I don't think that you've been there yet. Anyway, the retreat's on the 29th. Registration closes on the 1st or whenever it's full. And also on the 1st is World Card Making Day. Stampin' Up! Has an online, it's a free thing that you can do. 28th. Okay, gotcha. You were going to try it out. That sounds good. Well, hopefully you can get in on the next one. Stampin' Up! Has an online version or an online class that they're doing, and they're offering 3 different bundles. I haven't even promoted this because I always do my own World Card Making Day thing. But if you like online, there are 3 different bundles that Stampin' Up! Has that when you order the bundle, you get these free, I feel like they're different than other pearls that we have. There's some kind of pearls. I forgot the name of them now. You do have to enter the pearls yourself for some reason on the online part. If I order them for you, they just come up for me. But also, so if you're interested in that, you can go click to shop and then find the online, I think they call it a virtual craft day or something. So it's on October 1, but mine is a shoebox swap on October 1, and I would love to have you there. And I sent out invitations to my mailing list. You can, we're having a shoebox swap. So does everybody know what a shoebox swap is? You design a card, or can even copy a card, it doesn't matter. It does need to be all current Stampin' Up! Supplies. And you make one card, and then you have that as your sample for everybody to make, because then you bring all the supplies to make your card, and you pass all the boxes. So you make each card as it comes to you, and so we end up with however many cards that we have people there. So it's fun. We're having pizza, and I think it's $15 to come to it, to cover the room and pizza and whatever. So so that registration closes, I think it's September 20, either 20 or 21, because I need to make sure to get a number out to people. So if you have questions about that, let me know. Otherwise, make sure that you register for it. So let's see, anything else? New weekly deals will be out tomorrow. If you saw the ones for this week that I posted, they end today, so make sure that you grab that. So I think that's it. So let me know if you have questions. Make sure that you, if you get a chance, place your order for the Season of Chic bundle and designer paper. And you can do that by going to my website, dazzledbystamping.com, and click shop. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again next week. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.